Hey folks, Marcus again from Heel Toe Automotive. This is Heel Toe Corner Club, a little podcast we're doing here at Heel Toe Automotive just to share with you some news, information, insights, things to do with our knowledge, experience, and just time in on everything Honda and Acura in the Honda and Acura market. So there's a few things I want to touch on today. I'm not trying to make this podcast very long, so I'm just going to sort of touch on things without getting too in detail today. I am trying to do podcasts at least every weekday and really strengthen this habit. If you've been following me for a while, you know that it's been a little tough for me to be consistent with posting up content here on the podcast. But so I think a little bit of shorter content on a daily basis is just going to get us a really good habit forming. So I say that during probably the busiest week of the entire year. It's Black Friday coming up this Friday. That means it's a holiday on Thursday. And then we got a big sales day coming up on Friday and on Monday. So maybe I'm setting myself up for failure. But if I can get through this week and next week and podcast every single weekday, including Thursday, then I think I'll be in good shape going forward. So wish me luck, everybody. And your encouraging words and comments and things are definitely appreciated and help keep that motivation up. So let's stick with this together. Yesterday I mentioned quickly about Aiello, my son, getting involved with the YouTube channel some more, and I couldn't be more excited and happy about it. You know, as a business owner, somebody I've been building this business for 20 years, and then you have kids and you kind of like you wonder what your kids are going to do. Are they going to carry on the business? Are they not? I don't really know. You know, he could do whatever he wants to do. I have sort of I just have a feeling like I want them to do what they want to do, and whatever they want to do, I want to support them with that. If they want to work with heel toe, then great. I'm all there to try to help bring them into the fold. But everybody's different, right? We all have different likes and hopes and things that we like to do, and sometimes it takes a while to figure out what it is we actually want to do with ourselves. I know it did for me. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to go to school for. Finally, I figured it out, and I told him there's no pressure, there's no rush, whatever. And now it's starting to look like his excitement for video capturing and editing and posting things online and being involved with cars and the heel toe business is stronger than it ever has been. So right now that's the path we're on, and hopefully that leads him down a career path that will either keep him in this company or not. But something that we decided pretty quickly, Elise and I, and didn't really talk to him about this, was that he needed to have a better car to work on. Just yesterday, I was on this podcast saying that the 10th generation Civic that he's got is sort of like a pig we're trying to put lipstick on. And, you know, that's just not really going to fly for a YouTube channel. Like, it's not very exciting when there's not that much you can do with a car. I mean, even if you're talking about doing an engine swap, like the platform just doesn't really have that much direction to go in without really going way into doing a lot of custom work that just isn't really practical. Came across my desk the opportunity to get an RSX. And so I mentioned that to him today, and he seems interested in it. So I think an RSX Type S in really good shape. Obviously, that's not getting to be a very easy car to find anymore. In good shape, unmodified, whatever, as a blank canvas. But one came up. So we're going to check it out and probably go sneaking down that rabbit hole, which has got a much larger network of parts availability and exciting opportunities than a non-turbo Civic Sport, 10th generation Civic. So more to come on that, but it seems like that's going to be an expanding part of our channel, working on cars and some new car for him, which right now to me it looks like it's going to be this RSX Type S. Another thing I wanted to talk about today was, and I don't, the risk here as the business owner is to, you know, bitch about your customers. And I have seen other companies do that, and it's really not something that I want to get involved with at all. I love my customers for basically paying for everything that I do, right? Let's just be real. I have been able to build a business that attracts people to shop with us, and that affords me to run this company continually, raise a family, have a hobby. Everything that I do in my life is centered around cars and this business. And my patience for dealing with customers, it really absolutely has to come with the level of gratitude that, at the end of the day, people are helping pay my bills. So, there's nothing really to complain about. But, there are certain things that customers do that make the job a little bit harder. And so, while people come out and try to tell you that they're good customers sometimes, um, or they maybe don't realize what they're doing is creating an extra layer of work for the company. Uh, I think some of those things can be mentioned, right? For example, last week I had a customer reach out to me who had just received a set of spacers and springs for their TLX Type S. And the wheel spacer thing for TLXs has been an interesting road. Uh, we did a video early on with H&R wheel spacers on our TLX Type S, and I'll link that in the description here so you can check it out. I think it was a really well-made video, and it really put us on the map selling wheel spacers for TLXs. So H&R in the specific bolt pattern and hub size that the TLX is, they only sell a 20 millimeter and a 27 millimeter bolt-on style spacer. Now, either one of them works great. The 20 millimeter is really good for sort of like I wish this was the OEM look of my car, and the 27 is a little bit more of a OEM plus, sort of like more aggressive looking, still keeps the wheels within the fenders, no rubbing or anything like that, but it is a more aggressive stance with the 27 millimeter spacer. So people have a decision to make. Even a little bit farther down that little path, the video I think revealed to some people that while they like the 27 millimeter look, it's maybe a little more than they're willing to plunge into. People being conservative, people being who they are, they don't really want to have a risk of putting something on and then not really liking it. So people err on the side of being conservative with things like wheel spacers. So somebody had found 25 millimeter spacers available on Amazon, but only really on Amazon and eBay were you able to find 25 millimeter spacers in the specific specs that the TLX is. Recognizing this, we engaged with one of our manufacturing partners and actually produced a set of 25 millimeter spacers, M14 by 1. Times 1.5 thread pitch, 5 by 120 bolt pattern, and 64 millimeter hub space. So we made 27 millimeter spacers under the Fastline Performance name out of heat treated forged aluminum and high strength chromoly steel studs. I mean, these are like Cadillac wheel spacers, and currently we only have the one size available, but we made them specifically to fill this gap in the TLX market where they wanted a 25 millimeter spacer that was a high quality product at a reasonable cost. So anyway, I consulted with a lot of customers over time, and it's funny how the tides change. For the period of time that probably for the first year of the TLX, the 25 millimeter spacer was sort of like the go-to, and some people who were feeling a little more conservative were getting the 20s. Well, fast forward to basically, a few months ago, favor went much farther towards the 20 millimeter spacer, and the 25 kind of fell out of favor as being too aggressive. And really this happened because people posting on Facebook. You see more people posting about 20 millimeter spacers today than you did a year and a half ago. And so the perception is that's the one to get. Well, I consult with customers on the phone on a one-to-one basis all the time. And this particular customer that I was referring to, we got them into 25 millimeter spacers after consulting them, hearing what their thoughts and concerns and everything were. The 25 seemed like the right option. Well, it took a few weeks for us to get the parts and get the parts to him. He got them. He went to go put them on, and he's looking at them, and he goes, "Oh, God, are these too aggressive?" And then back online again, asking for people's opinions after he already bought the parts. He's already been sitting on them for a little while. Now he's asking for opinions again after he already made his decision. And what do you know? People are saying 20 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 20 millimeter, and he's got 25s. And oh my gosh, So my text from him is, hey, I want to exchange my spacers. Well, why? What's wrong? Oh, well, it seems like everybody's going 20 millimeter. And I said, well, no, people go 25 too. People put 27 also. People put all different kinds. Go, well, people in the group, they're all talking about 20. I said, yeah, a year and a half ago, that wasn't the case. Just so happens that right now, the people who are active right now are saying 20. I said, but we still sell plenty of 25s and 20s. Like we sell both. I said, after consulting with you, that's when we landed on 25 for you, right? So, well, I'm just not sure, this, that, and the other thing. So I kind of went halfway around the consulting arena again, trying to not necessarily convince him that what he got is right. He's already got it. Doing an exchange is a pain in both of our butts. It's only going to cost him money. And at the end of the day, he made that decision based on the consultation that we had in the first place. So I said, listen, I said, just put him on the car. We already went through this. We went through it in a lot of detail. You made the decision based on sound reasoning and logic. Put him on your car, right? If you got a problem with him, I'll take care of you afterwards. Like, we can exchange him if you really, really need to. But put him on the car. Don't listen to other people, right? You don't know who these other people are. You're not even getting a full range of the audience of people to talk to. You talk to me, stick with what you picked, right? Especially since you're lowering the car. He put them all on, and a week later, he's sending me text message pictures how happy he is. He posts up online, oh man, the Swift Springs, the 25 millimeter spacers are perfect on this car. I love it. And based on that, I felt really satisfied. Like, this is the way that we should do things. Like, reach out to a professional, somebody who's got your best interest in mind, who's going to help give you the part that's going to make you the happiest. And sure, take some opinions and information from people on the internet, but they don't know who you are, right? Like, if you ever ask online, what should I get? The first thing they're going to tell you is what they bought. But you're not the same person as them. You don't have the same interests. Some people are really conservative, right? And they'll say put 20 millimeter spacers, but they would never even dream of lowering their car, right? They want it standard height. Well, your whole premise of putting spacers on is because you're lowering your car. And naturally, putting a wider spacer is going to look better once the car is lowered. You need it in order to get the tires closer to the fender because they camber in at the top. So the long story short is really like, take with a grain of salt what other people say online. And if you do make a decision with us, stick with it, right? Like, you came to that decision on sound reasoning, and it really is sort of a bother and extra work for us to consult you not once, but twice, right? I'm happy to consult you the first time. I want to engage with you the first time. I want to help you make the decision. If you're going to come back around to me again after you've made the purchase, let there be a problem. Let there be something wrong. Let there be something that we can fix for you. But don't come back to the original conversation again. Have some faith and confidence that the decision that you made based on our information was the right one. If I have to go through the consulting and convincing process with you after you've already bought something, not only is it a little bit annoying for me, it's like a waste of energy and stress for you. Take a deep breath, put the part on, and be happy and confident with what you bought. Don't second guess yourself, right? Other thoughts and concerns that maybe come in, happy to address them, right? Like, if something new comes up, now I've got them in my hand and I'm thinking something different. Sure, okay, let's talk about it. Yeah, especially with this new TLX platform, I've exchanged a few parts that people made a commitment to buy, and before even putting them on their car, they're like, oh no, I don't want to do this. Like, well, why did you buy it in the first place, man? Like, we could have saved both of us time, energy, and stress. Like, and it's just car modding. This isn't a difficult thing to do, It should be fun. So have fun with it. There's nothing permanent that you're going to do wrong, and the risks are extremely low. So there you go. Consulting after the fact. Like, we really try not to do that. So I'm going to wrap for today. I really thank you for listening to this podcast, and I'm looking forward to seeing the comments and ideas that you have below. And more to come. Like I said, every day this week, I'm really going to try. So stick with it. Stick with me. Heel toes in your corner. Engage the curve, and we'll get through it together. Bye now.